The Venetian Crusade, also known as the Crusade of 1122 to 1124, was a significant event in the history of the Crusades during the Middle Ages. It was an expedition launched by the Catholic Church and supported by the Republic of Venice to recapture the Holy Land from Muslim control. The Venetian Crusade, although less well known than the more famous First Crusade, played a crucial role in shaping the geopolitical landscape of the Eastern Mediterranean. The events leading up to the Venetian Crusade can be traced back to the aftermath of the First Crusade, 1096 to 1099. Following the successful capture of Jerusalem by the Crusaders in 1099, various European powers established Christian states in the Levant, including the Kingdom of Jerusalem. However, maintaining control over these territories proved to be challenging due to constant conflicts with neighboring Muslim powers, particularly the Fatimid Caliphate. By the early 12th century, the Kingdom of Jerusalem faced internal strife and external threats from Muslim forces, particularly the Egyptian Fatimids and the Seljuk Turks. Amidst these challenges, Pope Callixtus II issued a call for a new crusade to reinforce Christian control over the Holy Land. This call for crusade gained momentum, attracting the attention of European nobles and merchants, including the Republic of Venice. Venice, a powerful maritime republic with significant commercial interests in the Eastern Mediterranean, saw an opportunity to expand its influence and gain access to lucrative trade routes in the Levant. The Venetians offered their naval expertise and resources to transport Crusader armies to the Holy Land in exchange for financial concessions and territorial gains. In 1122, Pope Callixtus II granted the Venetians special privileges and exemptions, including the right to retain any territories they helped conquer during the Crusade. This agreement, known as the Pactum Warmandi, solidified the partnership between Venice and the Crusaders. In 1123, a combined fleet of Venetian and Crusader forces set sail from Venice towards the Eastern Mediterranean. Their primary target was the strategically important city of Tyre, which was controlled by Muslim forces and served as a key stronghold along the Levantan coast. The Venetian Crusader alliance besieged Tyre for several months, facing stiff resistance from the defenders. Despite initial setbacks, including the loss of several ships to a storm, the combined forces eventually breached the city's defenses and captured Tyre in 1124. The successful conquest of Tyre marked a significant victory for the Crusaders and Venetians, securing a vital foothold in the Holy Land. However, the Venetian Crusade did not achieve its ultimate goal of reclaiming Jerusalem from Muslim control. Internal conflicts among the Crusader leaders, logistical challenges, and shifting alliances with local Muslim rulers hindered further military campaigns. Additionally, the death of Pope Callixtus II in 1124 weakened papal support for the crusade. Despite these setbacks, the Venetian Crusade left a lasting impact on the Eastern Mediterranean. Venice solidified its position as a major maritime power and gained valuable trading privileges in the Levant. The conquest of Tyre also provided a crucial staging point for future Crusader expeditions and laid the groundwork for subsequent conflicts in the region. In the broader context of the Crusades, the Venetian Crusade exemplifies the complex intersection of religious fervor, geopolitical ambition, and commercial interests that characterize these medieval holy wars. While it may not have achieved the grandiose objectives set forth by its proponents, the Venetian Crusade nevertheless played a significant role in shaping the dynamics of power in the Eastern Mediterranean during the Middle Ages. After the successful capture of Tyre, the Crusaders and Venetians faced the challenge of consolidating their gains and securing their newly acquired territories. Tyre served as a crucial staging point for further Crusader expeditions into the Holy Land, and its capture bolstered Christian control over key coastal regions. However, internal divisions and rivalries among the Crusader leaders soon emerged, undermining the unity of the Christian forces. Disputes over territorial control, leadership, and the distribution of spoils led to tensions within the Crusader ranks. Additionally, The absence of a unified command structure and the competing interests of individual Crusader states further complicated efforts to mount a coordinated campaign against Muslim-held territories. Meanwhile, the Muslim powers in the region, including the Fatimid Caliphate and various Turkish dynasties, sought to exploit the divisions among the Crusaders and launch counteroffensives to retake lost territories. The strategic importance of Jerusalem, the ultimate prize of the Crusades, remained a focal point of contention between Christian and Muslim forces. Despite sporadic military campaigns and diplomatic efforts to negotiate truces, the Crusaders struggled to make significant territorial gains in the years following the Venetian Crusade. Internal strife, external threats, and the challenges of waging war in a distant and unfamiliar land hampered their efforts to establish a lasting Christian presence in the Holy Land. In the decades that followed, subsequent crusades, such as the Second Crusade 1147 to 1149 and the Third Crusade 1189 to 1192, would be launched in an attempt to reclaim Jerusalem and extend Christian control over the Levant. While these expeditions achieved varying degrees of success, none were able to fully achieve the objectives set forth by their proponents. The Venetian Crusade, while not as renowned as some of its counterparts, remains a significant chapter in the history of the Crusades and the medieval Mediterranean world. It exemplifies the complex interplay of religious zeal, political ambition, and economic interests that drove the Crusader states and their allies to engage in centuries-long conflicts with the Muslim powers of the Eastern Mediterranean. Ultimately, the legacy of the Venetian Crusade lies not only in its immediate military outcomes, but also in its broader implications for the shaping of medieval Europe and the Middle East. It serves as a testament to the enduring impact of crusading ideology and the multifaceted nature of medieval warfare and diplomacy. As time passed, the fervor and momentum of the Venetian Crusade gradually waned. Despite initial victories and the capture of strategic cities like Tyre, the Crusaders and Venetians found themselves unable to sustain their momentum or overcome the numerous challenges they faced in the Holy Land. Internal divisions among the Crusader states, ongoing conflicts with Muslim powers, logistical difficulties, and shifting alliances all contributed to the gradual erosion of Christian control in the Levant. The dream of reclaiming Jerusalem and establishing a lasting Christian presence in the region remained elusive. By the mid-12th century, the Crusader states had become increasingly fragmented and vulnerable to external threats. Muslim forces, emboldened by their successes and united under powerful leaders such as Saladin, launched devastating counteroffensives against the Crusaders, reclaiming key territories and tightening their grip on the Holy Land. Efforts to mount further crusades and reinforce Christian presence in the region continued, but they met with mixed success. The Second Crusade 1147 to 1149 and subsequent expeditions failed to achieve their objectives, and the Third Crusade 1189 to 1192, while partially successful in securing certain concessions, ultimately fell short of retaking Jerusalem. By the end of the 12th century, the Crusader states had largely crumbled, and Jerusalem remained firmly under Muslim control. The era of the Crusades had left a profound impact on the medieval world, reshaping political, social, and religious dynamics in both Europe and the Middle East. The Venetian Crusade, while not achieving its ultimate goals of reclaiming Jerusalem or establishing a lasting Christian presence in the Holy Land, nevertheless left a lasting legacy. It highlighted the complex interplay of religious fervor, political ambition, and economic interests that characterized the Crusades and shaped the medieval Mediterranean world. Ultimately, the Venetian Crusade and the broader Crusades period serve as a reminder of the complexities and consequences of religiously motivated conflict, as well as the enduring legacy of medieval European expansionism and interaction with the Islamic world. Though the Crusades may have ended, their impact continues to reverberate through history, shaping the cultural and geopolitical landscape of the modern world.